What is a race or two that you're looking forward to most, and why?
I'm all for the sprints. I think the men's 100 is going to be very interesting because with Noah Lyles being a part of this, I'm also like, okay, we're naming, Simbine and Fred Curley's in there, Tabogo, Trayvon Bromell, which I'm assuming would be one of the scratches because he's been dealing with an injury. I feel like it's just going to be an exciting matchup against, obviously, the world's best. So I'm excited for the men's 100. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I think the reason why I think the men's 100 is exciting is even though Noah Lyles is in the race and he will be the favorite, there is a bigger than non-zero chance Lyles loses, which will make the season really weird, I feel.
Yeah.
Now, Lyles could also easily win, but if Lyles loses this race, everyone's going to be like, all right, wait a minute. What did we just... I thought he was the best. Because if we come out of here and Omanyala or Coleman or Curley win this, we don't know what to do with our brains.
Yeah. It's not going to make any sense.
It's not going to make any sense. And I think there's a chance it happens, which I think will make it more fun. It's going to make the dynamic of who's going to win in 2024 more interesting. Because if Lyles ends the season with a loss to one of these guys, now you're thinking, all right, yeah, well, Lyles showed up when it mattered most, but he also has shown he can lose. Remember, Lyles lost to a high schooler who turns out was cheating, but still, Lyles is beatable in the 100. We're not talking about the 200 here. We're talking about the 100. He's beatable in the 100. He won when it mattered most, so technically he's not beatable as of late. But hey, that's what I'm excited. I'm really, of all the runners in the world that I wanted to see run a 100-meter dash one more time against a legit field was Noah Lyles. Yeah. Because it's going to reaffirm what he did, or it's also going to elevate someone else. Right. Like, I don't think this is going to be Lyles isn't as good as we thought he was. I think it's just going to be like, this other person is better than we thought they could be. Like a Tabogo. Like, if Tabogo goes out there and wins, then we're going to be like, ooh, Tabogo's better than we thought. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a Lyles is a fraud. Because Lyles is not a fraud when it loses this race. Right. It's going to be someone else is a legit gold medalist contender in 2024. And I think Coleman's going to win.
Do we know if it's the 100 or the 200? Like, do we know?
I think he's entered in the 100.
Okay. Because just looking at the point standings for the 2, like, obviously he's in it. So yeah. I'm almost curious if he was, like, insinuating the 2.
No, I think it's the 100. It's assuming the 100, I think. Again, that's the problem. We're doing this podcast on a Monday. The meet is Saturday and Sunday, and we don't even know who's running the race. Right. It's bad for our sport. We should know who's running the race right now. Like, it should be obvious. We have the standings, yet for some reason they don't. If the standings were real, these would be the athletes that are in it. But people are scratching, like Josh Kerr scratching. Some people aren't doubling.
The athletes a deadline.
The deadline should have been now. It should have been right before the FloTrack podcast goes off.
Hey, Wednesday afternoon at noon, we gotta know.
Do you know when they're going to announce?
No, I have no idea.
They're going to announce as soon as we end this podcast.
Do not say that.
It's going to happen. This afternoon, we're probably going to find out. And we're going to be like, we just did a whole podcast previewing a meet with 4 athletes that we thought were in it. That's what's going to happen. It's notorious. They love to like, Monday, 6 p.m. West Coast time. We'll tell everyone. But yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to the men's 100 to see Noah Lyles challenge himself. Like, this is... I honestly think if Lyles wins this race, it'll be even more impressive than his 100-meter win.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
There was no target on Lyles' back in the 100. All the pressure was on Curley.
I guess that's true.
There was no pressure. Lyles ran that race so free.
I don't know. Pressure. I feel like World Championships, I was just like... For me, going into Prefontaine, if Noah Lyles wins, awesome. If Noah Lyles doesn't win, like you just said, this person just put it together. I feel like it's just the pressure of Worlds.
But there was no pressure on him to win the 100. If Lyles got second or third in the 100, everyone would be like, damn, that's impressive. True. They wouldn't be like, oh, you choked. They'd be like, no, the guy just won the 200 and he got second in the 100. Why he did not choke. Now there's I think there's more pressure here because now everyone saw him win. Now they know he set a new level of expectation on himself of being like, I got to be the best in the 100. The 100 is not my off event anymore. Like, he can't say that because he's the world champion. It's not an off event. Now it's his event. And so when he goes out there and loses, he can't be like, oh, I'm a 200 guy. No, you're a 100 guy and you lost. So. That's why I'm excited. Who else are we excited about seeing?
Of course, Shrika Jackson.
Yeah, Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
I think Sha'Carri. I have a feeling that the women's 100 might be a little disappointing. I feel like it's going to be slow. I feel like it's going to be not as fireworks as the 100-meter final.
That's how I feel about the men's 100.
I don't know. I feel
not slow, but like the fireworks for me aren't.
I don't know. For me, the fireworks are still there. Fireworks are still there in the 100. They all went off in the women's 100 already. In the women's 100, we're getting a bunch of like noisemakers and like firecrackers. In like the men's 100, I'm getting like the whole like party pack. You know, what types of firework brand names? You know what I'm talking about, like the Roman candles and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm more in on the men's 100 than the women's 100. I think the women's 100 is going to be slow. I think there's a chance Sha'Carri loses, but I think there's just going to be a very bit like, I don't know. I just don't think there's going to be that much excitement because the whole excitement around the women's 100 was around Sha'Carri, and it was, when will she finally win? Right? Mm-hmm. And there was so much buildup from the Olympic year to then the year when she didn't even make the team to then this year when it's like, all right, you're running well, but can you do it when it matters most? And as soon as she ran that 100-meter final, it was like a big release. Like the balloon was being blown up every month. More Sha'Carri into this balloon, more blowing it. And then finally it popped at the World Championship. Mm-hmm. And so now the balloon is kind of like, all right, we got to refill this balloon up. It's not going to be, seeing Sha'Carri win is not going to feel that dominating. It's going to just be like, all right, yeah, you've arrived, and like now you're just here. Yeah. So I don't know. That's my take. I'm excited for it though, but just not as much as the men's 100.